Hi, I'm Ron Johnson of RJ's Farm. This here is Strider. He's a customer's horse, belongs to Marissa Lawler. And yesterday she had asked me a question about whether I do groundwork before every ride or not. And the simple answer is yes, but it's more of a pre-ride checklist. So, at least for him anyways, he's in a very green stage, you know, he's been here 5 weeks, goes home tomorrow. What I do for groundwork warms up the mind first, then the body. So, I mean, if it was an experienced horse and, you know, we were gonna go jump fences or, you know, go on a nice hack through the woods or something, I might trot him for 5 or 10 minutes in a lunge to warm up his body, but I would not do that if his mind wasn't with me. So I want to get the mind first, warm up the mind first, then warm up the body, right? So my pre-ride checklist starts with walking out from where I want to, where I set him up and where I want to work. So, and you know, if I walk over here, does he come willingly? How does he look? How does he feel? You know, he looks pretty relaxed. There's a little hesitation right here. You know, when I stop, so he's thinking beyond me. I'm going to kind of fix that. You know, when I stop, does he stop? When I back, does he back? You know, head's high right now, nose is right into me. So he's not 100%. Is it something that would concern me? No. Might it concern his owner? Maybe. It really depends on your ability. How much can you deal with? You know, is a little bit of stress something you can handle, or is that stress going to create anxiety in you and then make you do something, you know, that might elevate his stress and anxiety? So it's all personal. But so my pre-ride checklist, again, starts with walking where I want to go. How is he? Is he with me? Is he against me? Is he nervous about things around him? You know, what's going on in that situation? And then address each thing that shows up in a way that lets him know that he doesn't need to worry about it. So as far as my groundwork part of my pre-ride checklist, I always start and I always hold my rope just hanging in my thumb or hanging in my finger. And let me turn him a little bit so you can see a little better. Now, if I was sitting in this saddle, my hip would be right here, right? So my hip would be right here. So what I want to do is I want to simulate riding. Now I'm on the ground, but if I was up here, to get this hind end to move, I would reach towards my hip. How well did he do it? The feet moved really responsively, but the head came up, tension in the neck and shoulder, right? So those are the things I want to look for. So what do I do when I see that? I keep working on it until it disappears. So right now he's kind of not wanting me over there, so I'm just going to say, take that shoulder over here, take that shoulder over here, and then I'm going to go back to working on that hind end until he relaxes. And you can see in his body, he's not really relaxed, right? So I'm just going to ask him, there, he's starting to now. Now my hand isn't anywhere near up by his up where my hip would be at that point. But right now I got to go where I can go, not where I want to go. So, yeah. Now I can go up towards my hip without any adverse reaction, right? So we got to do what he needs, not what we want, right? So I'm going to do that from both sides. So the shoulder's getting stuck and he's kind of leaning on me in the shoulder. There we go, that's better. And notice my hand is open because I want to feel if he pulls on my rope. I want to know. If I have to pull back on him, I'm going to pull from this side. And then, you know, make my adjustments up here, you know. So now you can kind of see head's lowering, he's getting a little more vertical in the face. That's really nice. But an ongoing problem it's going to take, I don't know, I can't tell you how long it's going to take, but it's going to take some time. He's got an issue on the right side at his pole. When he bends right, the pole wants to kick left. Even though he's bending right, that pole wants to kick left. It's been an ongoing issue. It's getting better, but it's something that's going to need addressing. And when I come around, you might be able to see that right there. Right? So if I want that better, I'm going to push into the ribs just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Yeah, we just got it, but he stopped moving his front feet. Right? So so what does that tell you? What that tells you is he doesn't trust me enough to travel through his right shoulder while looking at me blindly, right? And that's legit. If he doesn't trust me enough to do it, that's totally legit. So I've got to take the time to figure out how can I teach him to trust me, right? I got to make sure I don't get him in any trouble, and I got to teach him how to trust me. So the best way to do that is to try and get him to do things to where he can travel with limited vision and follow my lead without getting in trouble. Now that pole just broke. Now I wasn't all the way back by his hip, but again, I have to go where I can, which is more out in front, a little bit off the shoulder, in order to help him understand. Then I can stop moving back. So each time I do this, you know, now I'm 90 degrees off the shoulder. How good is it here? I got it. So now I want to go at the girth line. Do I have it at the girth line? I got it there. I got it there. All right, so it kind of comes and goes at the girth line. So that's the place where I want to work. I don't want to be too far forward or too far back. Otherwise, staying too far forward won't address the back stuff. Going too far back isn't going to help him learn to understand. So I got to find that spot. Where does he allow? Where is it going to work? And how can I explain to him? Not sure what he's stumbling for. But I got to be able to explain to him. All right. So everything I'm seeing right here tells me it's okay to ride. He's soft enough. He understands. He's got some anxiety, but it's nothing that concerns me as an experienced rider. I know I can manage this because he's coming. His body's soft. He's responding on a light pressure. I don't have any concerns, right? Should more of this be done? Absolutely. This got to get better. It's not wonderful, but it's pretty good. Now he's stumbling a little bit here and there, so I'm going to warm up his muscles now that I know I got some of his mind, right? Now this whole process, I don't know how long this video is going to end up being, but this whole process typically goes anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes tops, usually about 2. But I'm talking to you and I'm addressing certain things and explaining certain things, so this video is going to go a little bit longer than a typical pre-ride checklist. So my groundwork sessions, depending on what I'm doing, typically only the first 5 minutes maximum, usually, unless something shows up. But now he's stumbled a few times, so I want to warm up his muscles a little bit, take him to the outside and let him trot. But see, his nose is way out. I want to make sure he's willing to think of me. I want to be able to send him out. So he's confused. I'm going to help him out. I got to be able to stop him and start him. and stop him. So he's not stopping, right? So something showed up here in the mind. If I can't stop him in his trot, now he's leaning on me. If I can't stop him in his trot, yeah, that was nice, then there's a good chance if he gets excited on my ride, I'm gonna have a hard time stopping him, or he's not gonna listen, or he's gonna, you know, if I go out in the trail, I might end up with my knee bumping on a tree because he's going somewhere else and not listening to my cues. So I wanna make sure that we can go and we can stop reasonably nice on a loose line. And I want to be able to do that from both directions. So I'm going to bump on him a little bit there because he's not listening. Let's start over. And I'm going to stop him in that same spot. Send him out. Stop him. Send him out. Stop him. Send him out and let him trot this time. And you can kind of see that pole's tipping, so let's stop. Okay, so he drifted the wrong way there, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep going from side to side so that he understands that when I push on that hip, it's a stop, not a continue walking, right? We got to clarify. You know, if I want him to go, my energy is all into the shoulder, out in front of his nose a little bit, and then when I stop, all my energy's thinking this way. If he's going to continue that way, then we want to send him back. And if I ask for a stop, my energy's going this way, he should stop or get ready to start going in that direction. And unless I do this, he should not go. And if he does go, then it's not. So here I'm going to stop. Good, he stopped. Now if I want him to go, I'm going to do this. Right? And I'm going to stop him here. Again, if I want him to go, I'm going to do this. So if my body stops like this, then he should stop. But if I continue, then he should continue. Okay. Good. Okay. So now he's nice and soft, and that's about the gist of what I consider a pre-ride checklist, and I find it really important, especially on green horses that you're just starting to you know, bring up to speed on their understanding of what their new life might entail. So, if you guys will excuse me, I'm going to end this session here and and get on with what might be my last ride on him. He's going home tomorrow. So, thanks for watching.